So the yogis here started their retreat on the 1st December. So now it has been more than 2 weeks since you have practiced meditation here. So if you are able to understand or appreciate or cherish the Dhamma and then practice intensively, seriously, carefully, and then Venerable Sayadaw expects or hope that you have already reached to a higher stage of the insight. That will be very, very inspiring to Venerable Sayadaw. So when Sayadaw sees the yogis practicing seriously and carefully, he really happy and he really takes delight in the yogis' behavior and practice. He really satisfied with the yogi. If you say as a child, that he really loved the yogi who practiced seriously. So if you practice seriously and you are believed to make faster progress in the practice and then developing Vipassana insight stage by stage or step by step. Seeing this progress, your progress in the practice, so Venerable Sayadaw his effort and is worthy to take trouble or pain to conduct retreat or to teach you here. So if you are able to appreciate the Dhamma and knowledge of Dhamma and you put it into practice and you experience the Dhamma, how excellent the Dhamma is in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. So you will be able to appreciate the qualities of the Dhamma through your own experience. So Sayadaw wishes to hear your progress in the practice. Now, this month and this year you have 1 week or so, and then New Year there will be full month. So if you put some more effort in the practice, if you practice seriously, Sayadaw really expect you to make remarkable progress in the practice. So if we practice seriously, intensively, and carefully, we can experience 4 kinds of Dhamma pleasure, especially the Dhamma pleasure of the tranquility. So if we are at this stage, we become unshakable by the ups and downs of the life or vicissitude of life. So ups and downs, life is always ups and downs. Sometimes favorable, conditions are favorable, sometimes not. So this kind of ups and downs of life is called Loka Dhamma. That is not avoidable. So nobody can avoid ups and downs of life. Everybody in the world have to encounter this Loka Dhamma, the nature of the world. The Loka Dhamma, nature of the world, is of or 8 factors is labor or gaining. We gain what we want or what we wish. When we gain what we wish, what we want, we really happy. We become elated. When we lose something, this we call alaba. When we lose something, we feel upset and sorrowful and depressed. So mind is elated when we have something we want, and when we lose, we feel depressed. And also, when we are surrounded with the people we love, and retinue, and we are happy with the family members. And when we are separated for some reason from family members or someone we love or our friends or relatives or beloved, we become unhappy and depressed. And in the same way, when we are physically comfortable and we feel happy, and discomfortable, we feel unhappy. So regarding the blame and praise, no one never ever avoid being blamed by the people, whether true or not. We are liable to get blamed by the people. So when we encounter blame, we always feel depressed and unhappy. When we are praised by the people, we really take delight in that, and also we really feel elated. So anyway, whatever we gained, one day we will lose it. Whatever way we are surrounded by the people, one day we will be separated from the people we love. And so Loka Dhamma, the nature of the world, or vicissitudes of the life, or ups and downs of life, Loka Dhamma, follow us closely. Wherever we are, Loka Dhamma is always around us. And we also follow the Loka Dhamma. So Loka Dhamma and ourselves follow each other. Even Arahats, the fully enlightened people, fully enlightened person, cannot avoid Loka Dhamma. But there is a difference between common people and ordinary people and fully enlightened arhats. When they encounter the vicissitudes of life or ups and downs of life, as the arhats, they have realized the truth. So their mind is always unshakable, never agitated by ups and downs of life. Their mind is always steady, unshakable. They will be never elated when they experience something pleasurable or something desirable, or they won't be ever depressed when they face with something undesirable. So the people, because of the four things undesirable, people become unhappy and depressed. Because of the four things desirable, people become elated. So people very difficult to resist, to keep their mind stable and tranquil when they encounter ups and downs of life. But if you have developed the mindfulness, if you practice mindfulness meditation, even though your mind may not be strong enough as strong as unshakable as arhats, that you are not fully affected by the ups and downs of life. Mind is unstable and tranquil to some extent. So, if we are able to live peaceful and happy life in the face of the ups and downs of life, so that will be good enough to live our life. So, the Dhamma is well expounded by the Buddha. We can experience how excellent the Dhamma is in the beginning, in the middle, or in the end. So when we develop the mindfulness and insight step by step, and we can experience such a wonderful quality of the Dhamma when we experience the tranquil state of the mind. At the starting stage of the Vipassana insight, our mind is totally tranquil and peaceful. If we practice seriously and intensively and carefully, noting moment by moment whatever object is obvious, and making great use of our time, putting great effort in the practice, we can experience such a tranquil state of mind. So regarding this tranquil state of mind, or regarding this stage of insight, Venerable Sayadaw started to explain this point about 3 days ago. So there are two kinds of Vipassana: Dhamma pleasure, Samatha Sukha, and Vipassana Sukha. The pleasure or tranquilities and the pleasure or the insight. So only when we have practiced intensively and develop Vipassana insight stage by stage, can we experience the qualities of the Dhamma. So this is called the Pariyosana Kalyana. The Dhamma is excellent in the end. So Dhamma is excellent all the way to the end. So when we practice seriously, we will be able to appreciate these qualities of the Dhamma. Now today, Sayadaw would like to deal with these topics from both theoretical and practical aspects. If we practice systematically, closely following the guideline given by the teachers, we will experience the Udayabhaya Jnana. We will attain the Udayabhaya Jnana, the insight into arising and passing away of the mental and physical phenomena. At this particular stage of the Vipassana insight, we are expected to experience the Dhamma pleasure, Passaddhi, Piti, Sukha, the tranquility, joy and happiness, which are generated by the Dhamma practice. So Dhamma pleasure can be experienced at this certain stage. If we keep on going with the practice and mindfulness concentration develop, with the higher development, we will overcome such a wonderful experience of the tranquility or calmness and joy and happiness. Instead, we experience total peacefulness or tranquilities, just tranquilities, without joy and happiness. Mind is very stable and tranquil at this particular state. There is nothing to enjoy. Mind is just tranquil. So we will experience the tranquility state beyond the normal happiness and normal calmness. So in this way, we can accomplish the certain extent of the Vipassana practice. Although we cannot accomplish yet the arhatship, or we cannot accomplish our goal and purpose to become arhat, but if we are able to practice and seriously and develop Vipassana insight up to this stage, this particular stage, our mind become very stable and unshakable and unaffected by the sense objects, six sense objects. So we can develop the equilibrium of the six factors. We call Salengubika in Pali. So mental equilibrium of six factors. Mind is unaffected by six sense objects. So mind is very stable and unshakable by any object, lovable or despicable, or desirable or undesirable. It even compared to the arhat's mental state. Although we are not arhats, but our minds can become unshakable, almost like arhat's mental state. So even though we do not become Ariya yet, our mental state is very satisfying and even comparable to the arhat's mental state. So in worldly insight meditation, worldly mundane Dhamma state, this insight, Vipassana insight, is the highest and peak in the case of the worldly Vipassana insight or mundane Vipassana insight. Even at this mundane Vipassana stage, mind is very stable and unshakable state of mind, which is called Tadi Bhava. Unshakable, unaffected by desirable or undesirable object, or lovable or despicable object. There's no delight or no depression. Mind is very stable. That stable and tranquil mental state is called Tadi Bhava. We can experience this quality of Tadi Bhava, the unshakable, unaffected qualities, unaffected state of mind. So in this way, the Dhamma practice brings us such a remarkable benefits in the end of the worldly mundane Vipassana state. So in this sense, Dhamma is honored to be excellent in the end. So in the case of the mundane Vipassana insights, this state is the highest, next to the Mega Phala enlightenment. If we can continue with this state, and we will be able to overcome or uproot all kinds of mental defilements and hindrances that have been deep-seated in our heart, life after life throughout samsara. So, through the Vipassana insight, developed step by step, we can experience in this very life such a remarkable, unique quality of the Dhamma called Tadi Guna. So at the particular stage of the insight, the mind is totally tranquil and unshakable and unaffected by the sense objects, whether good or bad or desirable or undesirable, which impinge on our senses through our 6 sense doors. Of course, we may experience seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. But the mind is unaffected by the desire and discontent, or delight and depression. Normally, when we encounter something desirable, we become elated, and when we experience something undesirable, we become depressed. But at this particular stage of the Vipassana insight, mind is very tranquil and balanced, unaffected the sense object, whether desirable or undesirable. Thus there arises the equilibrium of the 6 factors called or known as the Salang Gupika. So it can, at this stage, we can accept any object, good or bad, in a very tranquil manner. We can face or we can experience good or bad objects equally. Thus we develop the Tadi Guna, the equilibrium of the 6 factors. So when we experience the ups and downs of life, when we go through the thicks and thins of life, our mind is not defined with the desire and the discontent. Our mind is not smeared with the unwholesome mental state. Although we cannot avoid ups and downs of life, we can avoid delight and depression. We can avoid desire and discontent. Thus the mind becomes tranquil. That's how we develop the equilibrium of the 6 factors. So in the higher Vipassana insight, there are many more things to explain, but Venerable Sayadaw will explain this fact in detail in the later Dhamma talks about the higher Vipassana insight. Now at the moment, just a hint for you to be able to appreciate the qualities of the Dhamma. So when we experience qualities of the Dhamma, we will be able to appreciate the qualities of the Buddha. We can guess how admirable the Buddha is, how remarkable personality the Buddha is. In this way, we can develop the faith and confidence in the Buddha and his teaching. And thus we can arouse the enthusiasm. We can become active in the practice, and we will be able to make great effort in the practice. Thus we develop viriya, or courage, or courageous energy, and which is followed mindfulness. We can become mindful of the phenomena arising and passing away moment by moment. And then the mind becomes stable and concentrated on the one object to another moment by moment. And which is naturally followed by the insight, Vipassana insight or wisdom. Then we can experience the tranquil state of mind, or tranquility or equilibrium of the 6 factors. There will be no more delight and depression or desire or discontent. Mind is very tranquil, so we can experience the qualities of the Dhamma. We can appreciate the quality, how excellent the Dhamma is in the end. Priyosana Guna in Pali. So by developing mindfulness, we give rise to the faculty, mental faculties called Indriya, which never arises before. So through the mindfulness, we develop mental faculties. Without mental faculties, mind is very weak and fragile, cannot resist the temptation, cannot face with the ups and downs of life. When the mind is strong with the mental faculties, we can experience the mind become tranquility of the mind, and how wonderful, how tranquil the mind become. So when we see our mind tranquil, we arouse faith and confidence in the Dhamma. And then later with the stronger and mature practice, our faith and confidence in the practice and in the Dhamma become unshakable. Nobody can ruin our faith and confidence in the Dhamma. The faith becomes unshakable and cannot be destroyed or ruined by anybody. So to reach such an unshakable state of faith and confidence, we must make great effort. We must develop the 3 stages of Vipassana in Viriya, or effort. So Viriya literally means moral courage that enables us to avoid the unwholesome deeds and to perform wholesome deeds. So that's the moral courage is called Viriya. The mental courage that can resist the temptation to do evil deeds or to avoid evil deeds. When with the stronger concentration and mindfulness, we can keep our mind away from mental defilements, which are something evil and which are something fearful and disgusting and fearful. So we become afraid of being someone unwholesome. So in this way, we develop the Dhamma, which is to protect our own world. So we call Lokapala, the Dhamma which protects one's own individual world. That's moral. So kind of moral shame and moral fear. So Lokapala. So when we develop these Dhamma qualities in a proportionate manner, and our mind becomes strong to resist the temptation, and wisdom and knowledge also become mature, enough to resist temptation, enough to face with the ups and downs of life, It is just like a fruit. When the fruit is young and it's tender, it cannot resist the strong temperature, too cold and too hot. The young and the tender fruits will be damaged and destroyed. So in the same way, if we cannot develop the mental quality and the mental faculties, mind is very weak, and then we cannot resist the temptation. We cannot face the ups and downs of life. We always suffer the desire and the discontent. So by practicing the Dhamma, by developing Vipassana insight stage by stage, the mind becomes mature and strong. Mental faculties become mature and mature. And then we can keep our minds away from mental defilements, and we can resist the temptations, and we can face with the ups and downs of life, Loka Dhamma. Otherwise, the mind is fragile and weak, and its reactions, it always reacts in a negative manner. So we need to make our mind strong through the mindfulness. When we develop the Vipassana, higher Vipassana insight, mind becomes strong enough to resist the temptation and vicissitudes of life. Just like almost Arhat's mind. Although we are not Arhat, fully enlightened person, but almost Arhat, our mind can become tranquil and strong. Mental faculty become strong enough to resist temptation, enough to face ups and downs of life. Such a tranquil and unshakable mental state of mind, a mental state, is honored as the Dadi Bhava. So now time is up, and that's for today. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.